Speculative design is a great educational tool, especially for service designers.
It's a tool you use to try to gain a reaction. It has an enormous amount of power, but it's very complicated to get it right. And I think the challenge for the students is often to kind of think about wider context they're looking at.
I find it quite remarkable the fact that the students are able in such a short amount of time to get their heads around things that are once quite technical, but also socially driven.
There's a nice balance between being speculative for sort of provocation and discursive sake versus actually creating some projects which I think could have some real research value in the world.
And what's been really interesting to see for this project is how different parts of those larger political and cultural questions around the nature of design and these emergent technologies and systems have played out with the different student projects.
The project was about testing your DNA and finding out the probability of your alcohol addiction.
We wanted to explore the human connection with a genetically modified plant.
This is the genetically modified plant, and here is the water who gives the nutrition and the purification layers. Through these layers, the protein or the medicine that provided by the plant will go directly to the human body.
Our project is about the future of edible vaccines, and we looked at the possibility of a delivery service that would work to give you exactly the foods you need based on your dietary and health requirements.
We were trying to generate a conversation which was provocative around citizen behavior and incentivizing citizens through healthcare. I guess we did get a lot of provocative conversations around it.
We were analyzing different trends and drivers, technological drivers such as genomics or we came up with a scenario around this in 2039. And we kind of did an experiment. So we introduced an object that was more like a service to materialize a discussion around the context of this future in a woman's health and pregnancy.
It was also about creating this environment which would spark this conversation, so more kind of creating a workshop, a conversation starter.
This kind of service design method can provide a new perspective in our research phase. And it's hard to communicate with your users with intangible things. But now we just build it, an artifact. It's tangible.
No matter interactive design or service design, we always find the issue or find the problem and try to solve it. But in this project, we try to provide an opportunity for others to discuss one topic, but we're not going to solve it.
Doing a service design project speculatively really depends on thought-provoking.
It taught us that we need to also think about the future and the future of our idea.
I found it really fun to engage with different people and how they saw the same artifacts to be interpreted differently.
I really learned to kind of take off my solutions, problem-solving service designer hat and think just more like a science fiction writer.
No system works in isolation. So if I'm predicting something in one industry, I cannot unsee the rest. So everything has a counter effect to it. So I think that was, our biggest takeaway through learning speculative design.
It's also about how we want the future to look like, because with every design you do, you are shaping it in a way. Mm-hmm. So thinking of the impact that our design is going to have in the future, it's very relevant as service designers.
I guess the Pharma Factory is still in the distant future. It's not something that we have in concretely yet. So that's how we were able to incorporate that into our speculative design and see how things will turn out.
We tried to really let the artifact kind of speak for itself, because in the beginning we were so focused on explaining it and how it worked that the conversation didn't really go the way that we had intended. So I think we learned a lot.